The Norwegian Method.
I'm Gustav, 3 times world champion.
I'm Kristian Blumfeldt, Olympic and 3-time world champion.
I'm Dr. David Lippman, a health and human performance specialist. And welcome to the Norwegian Method podcast.
The Norwegian Method. The Norwegian Method.
Welcome back to the Norwegian Method podcast. Joining me today, Kristian, Gustav. Thanks for joining us from sunny Sierra Nevada, which is not so sunny at the moment because it's nighttime. How are you two?
Thank you. I'm doing a little bit of after sweat because it's a rest day today, and today I felt like doing sauna, not for anything like scientific or stuff. Just it was nice to just be there.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's science behind that as well. Look good, feel good, train good, all that stuff. So
I don't know, but yeah.
I feel it helps you to drink more, which is maybe leading into like a better recovery afterwards, and because you wouldn't have been drinking that much if you're just in your room like I was doing. So I didn't get the invitation to join the I did get the invitation to join the sauna, but I thought it would be better to spend my spare time in the room. So I've just been resting today outside of the training.
So what does a rest day encompass for you guys? I'm sure it's not a day off. I'm sure it's just a day with less training. What does that rest day look like? I think people will be interested.
Podcast and all these meetings. So our manager had a meeting with us today, and now we're doing a podcast. But 4K swim for me and an hour 15 run, I think we had. And Kristian didn't join for the run.
I did 5K swim and run later in the evening. So I wanted some time for myself. So I did like a little bit more flat road, maybe 13K, but a little bit, just over an hour run as well. But like the first 2 weeks have been with quite a bit of volume here in Sierra Nevada, and especially last week was a quite solid one for me. So yesterday, or 1 week ago, 8 days ago, we were all driving down to Marbella to have a look at the course, and yesterday Gustav and Casper decided to stay up here in Sierra Nevada while I drove down with Jackson Laundry to have a look at the course, which I guess we will talk more about in the episode.
Exactly right. It's like you saw my notes. You guys all have a habit of that. Maybe I'm too predictable with it all. But how was last we spoke to you, we saw you all post Nice. How was recovery after that?
For my part, I took some time, quite a bit off. Went on some hikes and stuff, and tried to kind of calm down and then rebuild to this race. To be honest, the rebuilding phase has not been going well. The rest phase was pretty good. I managed to kind of let down and everything, but we were planning how should we attack this race, and I was like, okay, I think we need to go to altitude to really prepare, and Sierra Nevada is the best option because it's quite close to Marbella. And also, I wasn't training that well at home, and I thought like it was the home part that I wouldn't say satisfied with Nice, because obviously I was satisfied, but I was kind of just eager to get my mind off the recovery bit and attack the training again. But the training has been attacking me, I would say. It's not been going great. I have had maybe 3-4 okay sessions since Nice, and that's is it 5 weeks ago? I don't know.
Yeah,
a long time ago.
all of those good sessions happened like within the time frame of like 9 to 14 days after Nice, and since then you have been broken.
You laugh. That's too sadistic, that laugh, KB. It's like you're enjoying the fact that Gustav's broken, mate.
No, but like he was the one who was the most eager to get back into like proper interval training. So he was the one who was like coordinating like the first brick session after Nice, and he was really on. And as me and Casper was like maybe thinking like, yeah, maybe a pre-camp in Marbella 2 weeks out from the race is enough. And then Gustav was like, no, we definitely need to go to altitude. And if we travel up, like on this day, we will get 4 weeks in altitude, and then we can go down. And then we were like, maybe 3 weeks is enough. And then he was pushing for, I think if we leave on Wednesday, we will get 4 weeks, and then me and Casper so just thought, okay, well, yeah, let's get Gustav to get his will. So we joined him up here, and I think the first week was quite rough for all of us. Like it was difficult to get into like a solid power and pace. But then I would say like I think Gustav still feel it a little bit, while I was able to turn it around a little bit for the second half of the camp, or second week of the camp.
And so you guys are 2 weeks there. You're 2 weeks now, and you'll be there for 4 weeks, and then you'll come down to Marbella.
Yeah, a little bit over 2 weeks now, and now it's 10 more days, I think. 9, 10. So we go down a few days before, and then do the final course check, and then we do all the things you have to do before an Ironman event, and then we race.
Yeah, okay. And so you guys are confident coming down, because I know it's a bit different for both of you coming down off altitude. You sort of respond a little bit differently. You're both happy to come down that close to the race and just get on with it.
I think the main reason why people are kind of missing on the days is mostly because you feel good when you come down, and then you are going with feeling instead of pace and power. And then even though you feel great in training, if you run 15, 20 seconds faster per K because you go by feeling, then of course the recovery time will be longer, even though you're feeling good. So I don't really believe in like day 1 is shit, day 2 is great, day 4 and that kind of thing. I think if you just train smart and just don't only go by feeling, I think you will hit it almost every single time.
Yeah, but also like now we didn't have like enough weeks in the window in order to go down earlier, because we prioritized having like the 3 weeks at home after Nice, and then like if we wanted to go down from altitude like 3 weeks out from the race, we basically had to go like straight from Nice up to altitude, and then have a month here, and then go down early enough. So it's a little bit like with how many weeks we had actually to play around with. But again, like it's a half, so we can basically do the same power in the climb here as we'll have to do in Marbella. So I feel like intensity wise, it shouldn't be too far off. Like if it was like a sprint distance race, it would maybe make sense to do like 2 weeks of really high intensity down in Marbella. But now it's like a nice way to just finish off all the work here, and then go down and basically do like enough training, but not stress with like the big sessions as we're getting down to Marbella.
Yeah, okay. And so what does the transition from Ironman training to half Ironman training look like? Is it pretty similar for you guys, or do you change it significantly? What's the story there?
I wouldn't say we changed too much, because our Ironman training is basically only Ironman training for the last 3 weeks going into the race. Of course, we have like a little bit more like focus on that in training in general, but like that's minor details. So the training in general is quite similar, and then instead of doing the more race specific stuff 3 weeks before, now we just keep kind of the normal training closer to the race.
Yeah, okay. And how are you guys feeling about, paces, powers, that sort of stuff, given you're at altitude and with an eye on going down?
For Kristian,
I feel it's much the same. I can keep the same pace and power here. Like I did a little bit change of the track sessions, and the sessions I've done there is a little bit longer repetitions. So rather than doing like 1K or 2K, I try to do like 2 and like 3K on the track, or 3.2K, and do a little bit more extensive work. So then I'm sort of naturally not running super quick, but it's still like longer duration. So I did like 320 to 313 pace the last track session up here, which was like 16K long. And I guess I will do the same next Thursday. And then when I was down in Marbella, I did like just sub 320 pace for like 15 minutes over like 3x10 and 4x5 minutes. So I feel like the pace is quite similar up here in the altitude, because also the air is colder, the temperature is colder, and it's sort of giving me a little bit more like easy easy running with the air.
And some key sessions you guys have been doing. So you mentioned already a couple of run sessions. Any other key sessions you've been doing that you think could be fun to share, gents? Not for you, Gustav, on the sounds of things.
When Kristian was doing his 5 by 2 miles, I did a good key session. It was the 10K easy jog, and then I took photos of the guys for the rest of it.
The Norwegian method.
Maurten's hydrogel technology encapsulates carbohydrates, making their gels and drink mix easy to consume and easy on the stomach. With no added colors, flavors, or preservatives, you get exactly what you need and nothing you don't. It's the fuel we rely on both training and to execute on the race day. To get 20% off your next purchase on Maurten.com, simply enter the code TNMS2 at checkout. The code is applicable once per customer on all products except the Maurten bicarb system. Valid until December 31st, 2025.
The Norwegian method.
I was going to ask about this. Yes, I saw some photos on Instagram and of KB, and I was like, "Oh, geez, who took those?" And it was you, Gustav.
Yeah.
Have you got a career coming up in with Roche? Are you going to join Roche's company post career in triathlon?
Yeah, I love taking photos. It's not as fun taking photos watching them run while I know I should have been running that same session, but you can't train the sessions you want to do. You have to kind of do what you can do. And I think it was the right decision because I'm feeling slightly better now. I had 2 okay days of training and that was a rest day. And from tomorrow, I hope to do some good sessions. I know it's 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks to the race. So it's not going to be like a magical turnaround, but I hope that I can at least get 3 decent sessions in. But I would say, I don't know, a key sessions I done is not much, but I did 6 times 10 minutes on the bike yesterday at approximate 70.3 power plus 10 times 3 minutes on the treadmill, which is a very mild session normally, but it was okay.
Okay, there's still quite a bit of volume at an intensity, so it's good going. And how is Sierra Nevada? We spoke a little bit offline. Gustav, I said, you guys enjoying being back up there. I know it's a bit of a love-hate thing, right? Food gets a bit boring. It can be a bit boring up there, but there's also a stoic Spartan nature to it that you guys enjoy. How is it?
I've started with something new up here now. I'm going for the oatmeal diet twice a day. So I'm having 2 bowls of oatmeal for breakfast and 2 bowls of oatmeal with Nutella for lunch. So I'm getting like really good sources of carbs in, even though I'm getting a little bit bored of the oatmeal. It's really making me feel good in training. So I feel I'm sort of cracked the code there for now. And also I brought in like a lot of antioxidant juice like this. So feeling that I'm on top of the nutrition now, which makes the training a little bit easier. And also in contrast to the spring camp when we were locked in for like 2 weeks because of terrific weather, like snow, storm, and everything, we've been really, really lucky this time. Like it was pouring down rain when we drove up to Sierra Nevada like 2 weeks ago, and then it was pouring down when I drove up from Marbella yesterday. But other than that, I've been training in good weather for 2 weeks. So Sierra Nevada, when it's nice weather, calm wind, and good mood in the group, yeah, it's hard to beat it.
And also now it's they do renovation at the center, so not all the rooms are available, which makes it also it's kind of off season for most sport that would go to altitude. So it's not a lot of people here, so it's in general more quiet at the dining hall and quite nice. A lot of space in the swimming pool, so we don't have to fight to get our lanes. It's quite a chilled mood.
Yeah, that's good. I envisage it being quite difficult, when the swimmers are all there and there's a couple of other triathletes about, maybe some runners, all of a sudden any treadmills you want, track's busy, all that stuff. So
you need to have a swim coach to be here. And famously, we don't have a coach anymore. So we have to make alliances. So we have one alliance with an Italian team and then one alliance with a Ukrainian swim team. And we had also some others. So it's important to make friends up here, or else you can't swim.
So you need a coach at the pool deck, otherwise you're not allowed a lane.
Yeah.
We need someone to like a lifeguard. So we typically ask the swimmers who's swimming next to us if they can just have like look over all in. So in case some of the triathletes is drowning, we can blame it on them.
They probably like that. They probably thought, yeah, no, we were already watching. We were worried about you guys. We've seen you swimming. What made you think about going to altitude at all? Why did you decide you needed to go to altitude, Gustav?
I feel like I have a good response on altitude. Also, the closeness to the race venue was nice. I don't think I would would go here unless it was an easy travel to race day. If it was a long travel in Flagstaff, I wouldn't go altitude there. Also, it's a good training facility, and I do like it up here.
And we did think it would be a little bit more similar to the race course. Like we didn't really look through the details of the course before we planned the travel. We just heard like it would be in 1,900 meters or something of elevation. And I think it turns out to be 1,700. And we were like imagining it would be like a one big climb and then down again. But it's like basically one medium climb, and then it's sort of like a rolling hill, a little bit reminding of the course in St. George, where it's not too technical. It's more like rolling hills on a big, wider road. And so, yeah, we thought that maybe doing a lot of climbing up and down from Sierra Nevada, like finishing off every ride with like 60 to 90 minutes of uphill riding would also help getting strong and ready for the course in Marbella. So that was also one of the reasons. And yeah, like it was a driving distance away from the course, so we could do like the weekends down in Marbella and really get like an awareness of how that course will be. And after the first time we went down to Marbella, I think we all sort of felt like it was because of the downhill is on such a wide road. It wasn't really necessary to go there down again. But I still did it yesterday just to take off one more trip around the course.
And so, talking there, you mentioned the downhill was a wide road. So you're really going there for descending more than you are anything else, more than the rest of the course, Ricky. It's more about awareness and ability to descend.
I would say it's a total package. You need to kind of know where you are in a course. I think mentally it's also nice to know how long you are and all the corners, just to have a good feeling of where to push and where to not push. So of course it's nice to know the downhills, but it's just a general feeling of the course. And as Kristian said, the downhill is pretty chill. It's one little bit technical part, but I wouldn't say it's something you really need to practice like in Nice, where the whole downhill is very technical.
I think for race week, when we go down to Marbella, like just the first maybe 15, 20K of the course is meeting like the downhill again for the very end. So it's like an easy way to do sort of the most important part of the course, which is like the first quarter and the last quarter as like a small loop. So like a 40K ride is quite easy and accessible to do like on Thursday and Friday.
And what else surprised you about the course? So what did you learn? You went down. Gustav decided not to come back down. So what did you all learn and what surprised you?
I was surprised that they already built up the venue now. So I was there yesterday, like 2 weeks out from the race, and you could already feel like they are really on track to put up a big event. So that was really cool. And it can be a little bit of gravel, like gravel run. Like it's not like pure tarmac or like a hard surface for the whole run. I think it can be even a little bit on the beach. Did you say it, Gustav? Like a chaos?
It's not a beach, but it's like a gravel road next to the beach. I wouldn't worry if you're an age grouper to bring like any like special shoes for this race, because it's not like difficult gravel, but it's something to just be slightly aware of.
It's harder to run like 3-minute pace on it versus like when you're really coming on hard tarmac with a really good grip. But if your race pace is 3:45, like it's much the same as running on tarmac.
And I think the section is only 1K and it's 2 loops, I think. So in total of 2 loops of slightly gravel, I wouldn't say it's too bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. And what about the bike course? You mentioned the downhill is pretty chill. You mentioned it wasn't super technical. Did you guys drive it or did you ride it or both?
Rode it.
Okay, very good.
I think you can get a feeling in a car, but it's it's not the same as riding it. You kind of have to really feel it. No, I was surprised how steep the hills were. I thought the hills were going to be more like mellow and longer, and it's a lot of racing actually on kind of highway-ish roads. So I thought it was more back roads the whole way. So that was a surprise.
Anything from you, KB? Anything that surprised you?
No, I would say much the same. Like the fact that it was reminding so much of the maybe 80% of the course is a little bit like St. George in terms of the wide road and like the rolling hills more than the steep hills I was imagining. But other than that, also went into the water both last Sunday and also this Sunday just to dip my watch into the water and get the temperature in, which normally is reading quite accurate, I would say. So it was like 22.8 degrees last Sunday, and yesterday was like 19.9 degrees. So yeah, it seems like it's definitely going to be a wetsuit swim for everyone in 2 weeks' time, because I guess it's not going to be another heat wave coming in towards Marbella over as we're coming into November. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a wetsuit swim. And not too warm, I guess, for race day. Like it's an early start, and it can maybe be a little bit warm in the hill in the climb, but again, it's going to be early in the day. So it should be a simple course in one way if you're prepared for the climb. It's a little bit like by the end of the season, it's very easy that a lot of athletes is sort of feeling a little bit like lack of motivation in one way. They're almost like ready to just take off season and really being able to stay focused until the very last day. So I think that's going to be important if you want to perform well in Marbella, is that you're actually like keeping the focus and the engine and like the training going until you have crossed that finish line.
The Norwegian method.
We have been using Plasmaide for the last 18 months, and what I love the most is how it helped me get ready for the hardest sessions. A hard session is tough in itself, but with Plasmaide it just gives me that little bit extra that helps me perform every single time. We use Plasmaide approximately 40 minutes before training and sometimes before flights. After using Plasmaide, I feel like the oxygen is just more available in my muscles. I felt like every single breath is utilized more. Alongside their orange, strawberry and watermelon flavors, Plasmaide have launched a new delicious pineapple citrus flavor. Visit plasmaide.co.uk and use the code NM15 for 15% off your order.
The Norwegian method.
And how are you guys doing with that? Like, it's been a super long season for you guys, obviously very emotional as well, like lots of highs, lots of success, lots of challenges. So like, where are you guys at mentally with that? Are you aching for race day to get here so you can have some time off, or are you excited to race? Where are we landing?
Yeah, for me, I would say the whole season was about Nice, and that was a good race for me. And I was a bit like, do I have to race again? And then I was really motivated, but it is slightly hard to kind of keep on being motivated when you are like training a good session and you just get super tired after. I guess like it's you can't separate the mind from the body, so I guess it's always a little bit a mental game that I can't be able to kind of keep the consistency in training. But I would say that I am motivated to perform, but my training has been pretty poor. So now I'm just hoping to have a okay race to get the season finished.
we have joked about a little bit, like the only reason that I'm racing is because Casper is racing, and he's the one who can sort of take the Ironman Pro Series away from me. And the only reason why Casper is racing is because Gustav is racing, because he's the only one who can take his second place. So we're all actually just turning up to defend our position in the Pro Series, as we have 1, 2, 3 there as well. But but
That's very funny.
but jokes aside, I feel I'm quite motivated for this race, especially because I feel I I was the one who lost the race in Nice, like with the position I were in on the top of the descending and coming back into T2, and yeah, I feel I lost that race more than I won the third place in one way. So I feel like I want to finish off strong and at least get one World Championship title this year. And I feel the training has been going.
We need to keep on the at least one Norwegian on the podium for the whole year. That's super important.
That's a good one to keep having. So yeah, that's I feel the training has been a little bit better than Gustav's, I would say. So yeah, I'm motivated and sort of looking forward to be getting back into another race week.
And super motivated, I would say. On the swim on Saturday, he was swimming like longer than me and Casper, and then it was like, should we just do like 360 in the door and do 5 hours on the bike now? And I was like, I can't do this. So he went solo 5 hours. But then it's like, if you do a 360 at the door, then you end up back in the room. So yeah, I think he meant to say I do 180, but yeah.
I feel doing a 360 in the door sounds better than saying let's do a 180 in the door. So yeah, it was a quick turnaround after. So I did a 20 by 200 in the pool, and then yeah, the long ride, and then I run off it. So with that on Saturday, I felt better on Sunday, the following day, yesterday, than what I did the previous week, which was like a good sign. So I feel I've been able to get into like sort of a training block where I can do a lot of volume now, and I feel like I can respond well on it. So that's nice.
How long was that run, KB?
The run was just easy, like 15K off the run, just outside on the track. First on the grass, like artificial grass, to get a little bit of softer run, and then the last bit in the, not in the moonlight because the moon was quite small, but in the sunset, and it was very nice.
It's a big day for a 70.3.
I think I got like 35 or 36 hours last week. So I think the plan is to keep it a little bit the same this week and then taper down on race week. So it's been a lot of extensive work on this camp, more than maybe I was challenging going into Nice.
And how's the vibe been from Casper now that he's got a spot in the at the pool in Norway, in Bergen? He's got his spot there, Gustav. I saw that video. So how's Casper? Is he staying grounded? Are you guys keeping him in line, or what's the story?
He's looking to spend his money on a car, so he's kind of grounded, but also kind of he needs to get the things going.
Very good. So we've entered car chat. I was asking pre-show if we should talk about this. Let's talk about car chat. So what car's he looking at, and what's just happened for you, KB?
Yeah, so the issue in this group now is that we have two guys who is talking about buying cars all the time, and that's Gustav and Casper. And then you have the third guy who just did it. I just bought a car. So I'm actually expecting to pick up my brand new Tesla Model Y long range model when I get back home. And then you have the guys who's really into cars, Gustav and Casper, who is like just talking and talking and talking, but they haven't put the car down. They haven't ordered yet. So as I say, it's better to have one.
I'm looking to get the right car, not just a car. Okay. So I am watching out. I'm on the used market because, I think a new car is slightly expensive. So we'll see what I do. But I'm looking into the Porsche Taycan at the moment.
Okay. And what happens to the bike then, Gustav?
The bike can't be driven in the winter anyway, so I'm going to use it in the summer for sure. Like, I'm not going to sell my motorbike, that's 100% certain. So the car is not going to be used too much, but it's still, I still need the right one.
Okay, got it. It's interesting. I just had my memory jogged twice of the same moment. So I met you guys, or I came to Norway. I think it was this time last year, maybe a little bit after this last year. I came to Norway, to Bergen, and you arrived on your bike in, maybe it's not winter yet, Gustav, but near winter. KB, you turned up on a bicycle. But more importantly, Gustav, you mentioned it's been a big year, but like I remember talking to you at that time, and we were reflecting on the year. Actually, it was before Kona, because you were talking about Kona coming up. Maybe it was mid-year, maybe it wasn't so winter. But anyway, the point being, you sort of talked about at that stage you were targeting Nice. So you said it's been a big year. It's been a big 2 years for you, really like focused on Nice. So it's not surprising that you sort of had to breathe out a little bit and a little bit flat after Nice. But
yeah, this race kind of already was a target when I watched Layla win here in 23. I was a spectator there. That was kind of, I thought it was kind of like the end of the Achilles story. Turns out it was lasting a little bit longer. But then I was on the sideline and then just watching the race, and the atmosphere was amazing there. And I was like, this race, I want to win it. And the Achilles just took way longer than I expected. And then I hoped to also perform in Kona, but then I realized getting closer to Kona that also was not possible. And then I was like, I really do hope Nice is possible. And then to finish second there is like, you always want to win, but I had such a good performance as well. It was just not like I came second and I wasn't kind of happy with that I didn't win. But my performance, I would say, was so good to run faster than I've ever done before after a pretty hard bike. I think I'm more of a long-term goal than Kristian. Kristian is able to kind of enjoy more like the smaller, I wouldn't say smaller victories. Like winning Texas is for sure not a small victory. It's a huge race.
Frankfurt, Aix-en-Provence.
And Frankfurt.
Aix-en-Provence.
I don't have to mention all your wins because you win too much. But for me, it's like I'm more driven by this bigger things and maybe not. Yeah, of course, I want to win everything, but it's not easy to win everything.
What I take from that is you're really targeting Kona and you let KB win everything else. Is that the story? For
Kona next year, that's definitely my one objective for the year.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm choosing not to like.
No.
If I could choose, I would rather win Nice than anything else this year, and the same next year. Like I would rather win Kona than anything else. But it's not like I can't give 75% of my best when I turn up to New Zealand or Australia next year. I'm just showing what I have on race day. So
you gave a couple of countries there. Have we got an early race announcement? Did I just catch an early race announcement I shouldn't have?
Yeah, I think we'll go down under next year. We haven't been there in a while, and that's also pretty cool with how the Ironman Pro Series is laid up. Like you can pick up some new races, and one option could be going back again to Texas, like to just tick off 2 Ironmans early in the season, and then have plenty of time until Kona, just really targeting that one. But it's also a little bit like scary to have, or not scary, but like it's not necessarily given that by not racing for like 5 months before a major race that you will do good in that race. Like it can be good to also get some race experience. So I think it will be. It's not going to hurt anyone to go down under for New Zealand and Australia. It's just a long travel. It gives us a lot of mileage, like points within the Euro bonus.
We've had enough. I think this podcast has had more than enough chat about airline mileage. I love it. It's my favorite. I still love that story from UKB.
The Norwegian method.
8slip just launched the latest product. the Pod 5, a smart mattress cover that you place right on top of your existing mattress. The pod uses precision temperature control to regulate your body's sleep cycle, and you can do this separately for each side of the bed. This means that you and your partner can have your ideal sleep temperature. The pod has been clinically proven to increase quality sleep by up to 1 hour each night. That's a massive boost to recovery time, which can translate to better physical performance, improve cognitive function, and enhance overall health. Head over to 8sleep.com/Kristian and use the code Kristian, all capital, to get $350 off your very own Pod 5 Ultra. You get 30 days to try it at home and return it if you don't like it. But trust me, your body will thank you for this investment in better sleep.
The Norwegian method.
But I wanted to chat. Let's talk a little bit about the race day. You've seen the course, you know your competitors, you know yourselves. What are you expecting on race day? You guys were, pretty spot on for predictions around Nice. So what are you thinking is going to happen on race day?
I think I will be a little bit behind out of the water, and then even longer behind at the top of the first hill, and then maybe catch a little bit in the downhill, and then lose a little bit more on the run.
Which gives you a top 10 or top 5 or?
Top 10 would be realistically good, I would say.
And have you looked at the Pro Series, who is behind you and who can catch you, or is it no one who can?
I think I looked through it, and I think theoretically I'm able to be caught, but I think the one who is like I'm just throwing out numbers now. Don't fact check me on this, but I think Marquardt was actually okay close, and he didn't have all the races or something, but he's not racing. So I'm not sure if anyone is able to take my third slot. So I really hope that's true, and I don't have to win to keep it. But I think it should be okay.
What about you, KB? What are you thinking on race day?
I hope the swim is going to be a little bit like an Aix-en-Provence, where it's like a big group. The group is not going to get stretched out, so it's going to be probably chaotic for the first 25, 30 minutes of the bike in order to like get through the not the groups, but like if you're like 15 seconds behind out of the water and like in 25th space or place, you still have to ride past someone on the way up to the hill, and hopefully I can stay a little bit like in touch with the front on the bike, be quite aggressive on the first climb, and then sort of just use like the last second half of the bike to sort of not shuffle back in, but being in control of the race, and then being able to finish off with something similar to what I did in Oceanside, but just avoiding any punctures. So I feel it's a quite open race, because again you have some people who haven't performed this year who can who's probably using this one as like the last shot to basically being able to call it a year. And I feel like Magnus is maybe one of those guys who can really target this one. Like, he didn't race well in neither Nice or Frankfurt, but he can finish off the year well by potentially winning here in Marbella, which will then make the year all right still. And Rico Borgen again, Jelle Rins, like there's still guys who I haven't raced much against, who will be interesting to see what's their level.
And also interesting to see Jim Riddle did a pretty good race yesterday, I think, in Barcelona, and he's obviously a super strong swimmer and good on the bike, so he can maybe not run for the victory, normally not, but you never know. But he can definitely impact the race in a big way.
Yeah. Do you think you might see someone like him go off the front and a couple of guys go with him to splinter that front pack on the swim?
Yeah, I think they will. Yeah.
And anybody else we should be keeping an eye on?
Not Lionel Sanders, because he's not racing. I checked through the start list twice, but I couldn't see his name. But yeah, Casper, obviously, he's dangerous. I would say he has been a little bit in between me and Kristian when it comes to training, maybe closer to Kristian, not have been like 100%. But he's a a good racer, so we have to watch out for him as well.
Yeah. And so you mentioned good vibes up there. Who's bringing the vibes? Is it KB bringing these vibes? He's doing 360s to jump through the front door or something like that?
It's the new Maple Zero train member. It's Jackson Laundry.
Okay. So is he quasi Norwegian at the moment? Adopted Norwegian?
It's always nice to get like a new guy into the trio, like into the group, because then we have something more to talk about. We have someone else to ask some political challenging questions to get some like so, yeah, to change the topic for a bit. So no, it's been cool to hang around and train with him. But he's staying outside of the center, so he's not joining for the meals. But then we're sitting on the table together with the Italian Italian club. So they're bringing a little bit good vibes over to our corner. But I think just in general, we normally tend to come with the jokes like, yeah, I would say the good vibes are sort of evenly spread out. Would you say so, Gustav?
Like Gustav is planning to run a 6x1K track, and then Kristian making memes that I'm a clown and stuff.
We had this one dinner where we had like this meme game, where we're like making. It's like you can go into like makeitaMeme.com and you can create like this group and you can make a meme. And then the evening before the track session, Gustav made a meme about another training group that they were going to a track and running a 6x1K threshold. Because obviously 6x1K threshold, that's a meme. And then the following day, he turns up to the track and saying, "Oh, I'm too tired. I think I'm just gonna run a 6x1K threshold." And then he obviously deserved to get the meme smashed in his face again.
It was funny. It was funny. It was a good meme. So Kristian has some good meme potential, but we're not. I'm going to say it right now. We're not behind any of the meme pages on Instagram. So
we didn't share the one we made before Nice, so maybe that's a good one. I can send it to you, David. And then I just made like a new one here for Marbella, sort of same style. So I can send it, the two of you to you, and then you can judge whether you want to post it on Santara Tech Instagram page for the podcast or not.
Okay, no promises. We promised a spiderweb post Nice, and we didn't put it up. And then there's been some.
Did we not send it yet, or?
No, well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know if you sent it to Roche, but it wasn't in there. So we've had some questions about it. So if you guys want to share that for us to share, that'd be helpful. There's lots of demand for that.
Yeah, we might have to do that one.
So send them all to me, and I'll plan something. So send me the spiderweb and send me a couple of memes, and no promises on the memes coming out. Yeah, no promises on the memes coming out.
I just have to say the meme was made before we traveled to Nice. That was like about how the hype train was entering the promenade, and it worked pretty well.
Well, let's leave it there. Let's hope the hype train enters the finishing shoot together in Marbella. We wish you luck, boys. Thank you for your time again, as always. Thanks to all the listeners. Please do subscribe to the podcast if you haven't yet. Share it with somebody, and of course, rate the podcast. And best of luck, gents. I'll be watching. I won't be in Marbella, but I'll be watching you. And talk soon.
Thank you.
Ciao.
The Norwegian method.